Exclusive.
I hear in my mind.
Yeah.
All of these words.
Yeah.
I hear in my mind. All this music.
And it
breaks my heart. And it breaks my heart.
Check it out.
And it breaks
He know
my
passion's well. Let it grasp and yeah. Cause it passes well.
What is up, guys?
My mind
Welcome
plays
to another
tricks.
episode of Maximilian Must Know. This is a sample shopping episode sponsored by decantshop.com. Great website for decants of discontinued products, new products, niche fragrances, designer fragrances, vintage fragrances. You can basically get everything there, and including very soon decant supplies for yourself. Coupon code Maximilian12 will work for 12% off all the time, so definitely use that code. And if you're interested in any of the scents that I mentioned in this video, please just know that they are all available at Decant Shop for extremely reasonable prices, and even more so with that 12% discount code. Again, decantshop.com, coupon code Maximilian12. The first scent that we have up today in this episode is from the house of Etat, Libre, Dior. This is a house that I'm getting more into. You know, we looked at Archive 69 a while back, and I recently picked up the fragrance Divine and Font. I think that when you really love perfumery and you've started to experience a lot of different fragrances, you really want your nose to be challenged more, so you gravitate to niche fragrances and fragrances that are well crafted and offbeat, but you also don't want to spend $400 or $500 a pop, which is why I like fragrances by the likes of La Artisan and Montal and Smell Bent. Now this one is newer. It is called Fin du Monde. It retails for $80 for a 50 ml and around $150 for a 100 ml. 2013 release by Parfumé Quentin Biche. I think this might be the first fragrance he has done. The theme of Le Fin du Monde, which means end of the world, is supposed to be just that. What would the end of the world smell like? Notes on this are popcorn. And if you, by the way, if you're eating popcorn with the world's ending, you know, pass me some of whatever you're smoking at that point, because I want to be on that too. But popcorn, carrot seed, cumin, sesame, black pepper, freesia, vetiver, sandalwood, ambret, iris, styrax, and gunpowder. And I was really excited to dig into this one. I think it's pretty weird. Like really weird. I pick up the popcorn, and it's not a not like a real like movie theater popcorn, more like a Jelly Belly buttered popcorn note. Also definitely get carrot seed and sesame. I don't know if I'd buy this, but I don't think it's a bad scent. It's just sort of another bizarro offering from Etat Libre. You know, I found Divine and Font to be pretty strange, and I found Archive 69 to be kind of strange. And this might be the strangest of the strange. You know, this is like the most bizarre freak at a freak show. That's what I would describe it. Like, not only the bearded lady, but like the bearded midget lady, something like that. This is that weird. I sort of get, this might sound weird, but I sort of get the industrial, like lingering smoke after a natural disaster. You know, Manhattan on the day of 9/11, and even for a few days after, sort of had this really weird burnt metal smoky smell, and I sort of get that from this, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but this is definitely interesting. I don't dislike this. I'm sort of confused as to how I feel about it as of today. Next up, we have a house that I have zero experience with. I've been meaning to check this house out, though. This is called A Lab on Fire, and the scent is called Liquid Night. And this house has some serious buzz going. Their first scent, which is called What We Do in Paris, is Secret, got a lot of buzz, and they followed it up with some more scents that have also caught a little bit of buzz. The Parfumé on this one is Carlos Benet. It is an eau de parfum. It retails at $110 for 60 ml. The notes on this are bergamot, lime, saffron, sage, lavender, hinoki wood, incense, vanilla, and musk. And for me, I kind of look at this as a letdown, guys. I just don't think it's a good showing from A Lab on Fire for my first fragrance from them. It smells something to me that a designer could have done. It's sort of got that sweet citrus at the top, like a woody middle, and some incense and vanilla in the base. Again, this is a scent that I don't think this smells bad. I wouldn't, I probably wear this if this were a designer scent, and I can see why people enjoy this one, but it doesn't really have enough oomph to get me excited. You know, I just feel like I've smelled other stuff like this, you know, citrus and incense and woods, and you know, it's just okay for me. Next up, we have a fragrance that I have wanted to try for over a year, and it is called Homme by Yohji Yamamoto. This has been reissued in UK and Europe. It's not in the US as of right now, but this is actually the vintage version, and that was discontinued some years back. You know, I think you can get the reform for around $120 or $130. The vintage fetches over $200 on sites like eBay. Very hard to find the original. Luca Turin gave it a really good review in his book, so this is one of the few remaining discontinued scents that I've at least wanted to try. And there's not many more out there that I at least haven't tried or gotten a sample of, so I'm very thankful to Adriana for hooking me up with this one. The perfume on this was Jean-Michel Dubri's. It looks like it's the only men's scent he's ever done. This was a 1999 release, and the notes on this are coriander, lavender, bergamot, and anise at the top, cinnamon and licorice in the middle, leather and rum in the base. So to me, it sort of sounds like Homme Masculin by Lolita Lempicka in the note breakdown, and I was really excited to try this one, and yeah, I don't like it. You know, I'm underwhelmed by it. I pick up definitely coriander and bergamot, but what's lacking for me in this is licorice. That's what I was looking for in this fragrance, and I don't get the licorice. So, I mean, I get it a little bit. It's sort of there a little bit, sort of like a dry licorice note, but it's pretty disappointing to me. I think it's just a light and simple fragrance. I think it's a boring and less concentrated version of Antidote by Viktor and Rolf, but I could never see shelling out a lot of money for this, because to me it lacks the oomph that I would need to go back and purchase a vintage bottle of this one. So finally, we're going to finish this week out with the Dior Prive fragrance. Now, I got my nose on this at the Dior boutique when I picked up Mitza, and I've heard that Mitza got discontinued along with this one, and this one, guys, is simply titled Vetiver. I'm a big fan of the Dior Prive line. I like Ambre Nuit, I like Oud Ispahan, I like Bois d'Argent. Well, I don't love Bois d'Argent, but I'm starting to come around on it. I like Mitza, and the only ones that I really haven't liked so far have been Eau Noir and Leather Oud. Leather Oud is a fucking polarizing scent, man. This one goes for around $190 for the 4.25 ouncer, or the 8.5 ounce bottles, $275 if you can find it. I think there's a few bottles of this still floating around out there, but you definitely have to get it at a Dior boutique, and you definitely have to get it at the right Dior boutique. Now, this is another Francois Dimache fragrance. He's done most of the Prive fragrances, as well as most of Dior's general releases recently. This one debuted in 2010, and it's got 3 notes: Haitian vetiver, South American coffee bean, and grapefruit. So really interesting notes on Dior's take on vetiver. And this is a good scent, guys. It's clean, it's brisk, it's a clean and brisk vetiver at the top. I get the grapefruit note, but to get the coffee, you got to give it some time, and you got to let it sit on your skin. And after about, a half hour, you should pick up some coffee. But I currently have 3 vetivers that I really like. I have Encre Noire by Lalique. I have Vetiver Extraordinaire by Frederic Malle, which is my favorite vetiver scent of all time. And I have Eau de Vetiver by L'Occitane. And to be honest with you, those 3 really give me my vetiver fill. I also have Coeur de Vetiver Sacre by L'Artisan Parfumier. Not a huge fan of that. I also have Vetiver Fatale by Atelier Cologne. I do like that one. This one I don't like that much. It's a good buy, because the amount of fragrance you're getting for that price, I think, is a pretty good deal. But it's just not a standout for me. Like, to me, standouts in the Dior Prive line are Mitza and Ambre Nuit. And this I don't think separates itself from most of the vetiver fragrances that are out there. But it is good, and I do like the briskness of it up top, sort of followed by a bit of a gourmandish thing going on in the base, sort of just like a coffee, maybe a little bit of like dark chocolatey thing going on, but don't love it. So if I had to rank these, I'm gonna go. I think I'd go Fin du Monde 1. I think I'd go Vetiver 2. I think I'd go I think I'd go the Yohji 3 and the Liquid Night 4. So that's my ranking. Next week, just to give you guys a little preview, we're going to be looking at a fragrance from the house of Monde, a fragrance from the house of Serge Lutton, a fragrance from the very obscure house of Mikhail Baryshnikov, and we're going to finish up next week with a fragrance from the house of Molinard. I recently got a Molinard fragrance called Molinard Homme, and I enjoy that. Please remember to check out decantshop.com. That is the site that makes all these videos possible. Without it, I just won't have the money to buy all these samples every week, and especially of this high quality. I really, I can't begin to tell you the positive experiences people have told me they've had with Decant Shop. I haven't had one person go, gee, I did order from Decant Shop. I was a little disappointed. I tell my friends to get from there. I tell my family members to get from there. I constantly have subscribers emailing me, letting me know how great the service is there and the experience. And it's just a great site. I'm not going to lie to you. And if you're really sort of looking to get into niche, you want to sort of veer away from the designers, email me, or you can email info@decantshop.com. And we can try to figure out what a little package would be to get you started at 5 or 6 cents that you might want to check out of niche. And of course, that Max 12 discount code will get you 12% off your entire order. And also, please check out my companion blog to this site where I talk about fragrances quite a lot in it. That companion blog is linked below. It is simply MaximilianMustKnow.com. You don't have to type in Blogspot anymore. You can just put in MaximilianMustKnow.com. I forwarded the domain. I mapped it to that domain name to make it easier for people. So please check that out. Please check out Decant Shop. I will see you guys again next week with another episode of Sample Shopping and a fragrance review. I will see you this Saturday, for a fragrance review. Thank you all so much for watching.